Hey there everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Lauren of Lauren Makes Plans, and today I am here to show you my stack of things that I will be using throughout the 2025 year, everything from planning products to reading and Bible study. I am aware that we are already a little more than a week into 2025, and also it's been a minute since I posted a video with the chaos of Christmas. The last week of December did not even get planned out in my planner, and I have not had a chance to order January stickers yet, and we're, like I said, already a week into January. So it's been a little bit chaotic. Hopefully that'll be back on track shortly. But until then, I wanted to kind of give you guys a peek at what I am starting this year off with, what I have intentions to use throughout the year as it progresses. So I do have a couple of planner related things, and then I have a whole stack of like reading and Bible study type things that I will share with you. So first, let's just start with this stack here. None of this, like these things are things that you see all the time. This is my Erin Condren hourly life planner. And I am I'm an academic year planner, so that means this planner started back in July, so I am halfway through that, and a lot of people start the academic year planners and then change their mind and start something new in January. I'm not. I will stick with this planner all the way through when it ends in June, so this is what I'm starting this year out with. And like I said, this is the last time my planner was really touched. I didn't touch it the week of Christmas or the week of New Year's. I don't even have January stickers yet, but I do still have a good full 6 months left in this planner that I will be continuing to use throughout the first half of 2025. And then when the new planners from Erin Condren launch in the spring, I will get a new planner that will finish out the last half of 2025. So that's my planner for this year. And then also, you've seen this before, these are my Cultivate What Matters power sheets. This is my goal planner where I do all of my goal setting, where I have done all of my goal setting for the year, and we'll continue to track that. I did kind of a full flip through of this whenever I first got this, but I've done all of that, and I have to check off the last couple days. I've done a lot of the things, I just haven't checked them off from my January tending list. So these are all the things that I'm working on throughout the month of January that contribute to the goals that I set. So that is what I am using for goals, and I'm obsessed with this color. This is the aloe cover, love it. And that's it. Those two things are all I'm using as far as a planner goes this year. In the past, I have used a daily planner, I've used a budget planner, I've used different things here and there. None of those things I was able to stay super consistent with. Really, the only things that have stayed tried and true throughout the years that I have been consistent with is the Erin Condren hourly planner and the Cultivate What Matters power sheets. So that's what I'm going with for this year as far as planners. So if you came to this video just to see all of my planners for 2025, you just saw them in the first 3 minutes. So I'm not doing an in-depth flip through of anything because those are all things that I have already flipped through and shown. So if you want to see more of those, I do have other videos on those you can go check out. So if you just came to see those, I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and maybe you'll stick around and see what else I'm using for this year as far as reading and Bible study, because that's what the majority of this is. This is the stack I am starting out the year with. And I'm saying starting out because some of these things I will use all year. Some of these things I will finish and not be using for the whole year, if that makes sense. But I will be using things similar to all of these throughout the whole entire year. So first I have this notebook from Hosanna Revival. I love this one. It's like a suede cover, and it has the little tomb. And this is like in the cover, and it's a gold foil. I don't know if you can see kind of like how it's etched in there. I believe this is the Jerusalem theme notebook if you want to pick one of these up. And then on the back it has the tomb again, and it says, "Oh death, where is your sting?" I love it. And I haven't started it yet because we've been doing a lot of travel, and I'm trying to get home and back into a normal routine, and there's nothing magical about January 1st. So just because I haven't started some of these things yet doesn't mean that I won't. So it does have date started, a word to describe myself, place for your name, and it's just a lined notebook. You can tell it's like a very faint kind of dotted line on there on like a cream colored paper. And that is the whole book. And then at the end, to be continued and date finished and word to describe myself. So what I'm going to be using this for is I'm going to be using this for a prayer journal. I really like to do prayer journaling, but I'm not always super consistent about it. And I really wanted to kind of start fresh and jump back into more consistent prayer journaling in a way that I haven't in the last year or so. And so what better way to do that than a brand new notebook? So I got this really pretty one from Hosanna Revival, dark gray, suede-like cover in the Jerusalem theme. So that's what I'll be using. And like I said, some of these things I may not be using all year long. And the only reason I would change and get a different notebook for prayer journaling is if I fill this one up, because there's not enough pages in it for every day of the year, but I don't anticipate that I will write every single day of the year just because we're already a week in and I haven't started yet. And this is a habit that I'm wanting to build, which means that in building a habit, I'll probably miss some days. So if my notebook for prayer journaling were to change, it would be because this one was filled up because there's not enough days in it for the whole year. So that's my Hosanna Revival prayer journal. Next up, I have this little thin line Bible, which I really like. It's really pretty. I am still using my big, chunky journaling Bible that I love, my leather wrap that I have decked all out. This is still my main Bible for the whole year, and the only reason I didn't have it in the stack was because it was really big, and you guys have seen it a bunch before. I am not using, like, I will be using this Bible for the whole year as my main Bible for journaling and study and church and all the things. The only reason I have this one is because I am trying to read through the whole Bible in a year, which is something I have never done before and I would really like to do. And this one is small and it fits in my nightstand drawer, or fits well on my nightstand, and I don't have to keep going back and forth with the big chunky one like every day between my church bag or the kitchen table where I do all my Bible study and stuff. I don't have to keep hauling it back and forth. It's a little more compact for like sitting up and reading in the bed at night, which is what I usually do for the Bible in a year plan. So this is the one that I am just using for that. It's one that I already had. I didn't buy a new one. And if I did buy a new one, I probably would get something a little different because this is a double column and I prefer a single column, especially for Bible in the year plans, because it's a little more reader friendly than how this is blocked out. But I mean, I like this one clearly because I bought it, but this is just a ESV thin line edition with just this pretty cover on it, again in a double column. It does have Words of Christ in red. Just a little thin line Bible that's more compact than my big chunky journaling Bible for reading through the Bible in a year. So I'm using that. And to go with that, I have my Kindle here. I am using the Bible Recap 1 Year Bible Reading Guide, and I'm just using it on my Kindle because it was cheaper to buy it on my Kindle than it was to buy the physical version. And also the physical version is bigger than my big chunky Bible. And if I'm going for a little more compact, I don't want bigger than the big chunky Bible. So got my Kindle with the Bible Recap on it, which is really good. You can still like highlight and stuff on here, even though mine's not the full color. And today is day 7. So there's kind of what the days look like if you're not a Kindle user. But that's what I'm using to go with my daily Bible reading is the Bible Recap on my Kindle. And also I just got these new stickers to put on the back of my Kindle from King Folk Co. Aren't they the cutest? Love those. Anyways, so that is what I'm using for reading through the Bible in a year. And then I'm also doing this devotional book. Devotions are not typically my thing. Like I don't do devotions a whole lot. They feel a little cheesy and shallow to me, honestly. A lot of them, most of them, especially the ones geared for women, because apparently the people that write them think that women can't handle much more than that. I don't know why. But devotions usually are not my thing. This one, some members of my family have made fun of me a little bit for this one, but it's totally fine. I don't care. This is called Daily Doctrine. It is a 1-year devotion book. So be going through this book through the whole year. It is by Kevin DeYoung. It is published by Crossway. It is a little more intense for some people, but this is called Daily Doctrine, and this is a 1-year guide to systematic theology. So it's really well done. I really like the way that it works, and he explains it all in like the introduction, how it is written. So it is not a full 365 days. It is written to have 5 days a week for 52 weeks to kind of give you a couple days of a break there, but it breaks down different parts of systematic theology. And I've just started this, and I don't know a whole lot about systematic theology, which is why I bought this. So I can't tell you a whole lot about it. But for each month, kind of every few weeks, it introduces a new grand theme of systematic theology. So a little further in, you get like covenant theology or like Christology, different things like that. And you will have, you can kind of see it laid out here, you will have several weeks based on 4 weeks generally based on this one topic, which is anthropology, man is created and fallen. And each day you have a very brief discussion of a different topic or facet of that particular area of systematic theology. Hopefully that makes sense. And you go through all these different areas for 52 weeks, 5 days a week, and I feel like it's well done so far. So you can see it's kind of like sectioned off here, so it's very clear whenever you're entering a new section or a new topic. This is your week marker, and these are your days here. You see they're not super long, not super in-depth. Well, I mean, it is systematic theology, it is in-depth, but you can't go super in-depth with this amount of space here. But it's all very clearly marked, all very well put together, I feel like. So I'm excited to go into this one and hopefully learn a little bit more than what I knew to start. It also does have this really nice ribbon marker in here, so you don't lose your place and don't have to be looking for your bookmark constantly. And it's this really nice like linen cover, and you can tell I've had it in my suitcase because it's a little furry. But it is a nice like linen cover. It's a really nice color, and I feel like it's very well done, and I'm excited to jump further into this and hopefully learn more than what I know now about some different types of theology than what I have ever been introduced to before. And the last thing I have, you probably guessed it, it's a Bible study workbook by Jen Wilkin. And also, again, like I said, I will not be using this one clearly for the whole entire year because this study only lasts 10 weeks. So I'll be using this one for 10 weeks, but you can guarantee for the vast majority of the year, I will be using one type of study or workbook or something from some author that is along this format. But Jen Wilkin is my favorite. This is the beginning of the study of Genesis. This is God of creation, Genesis 1 through 11. And my ladies group is actually starting this one today. So today is Tuesday the 7th, and my ladies group is starting this one today, and I'm really excited about it. We just finished Revelation back in the fall, right before Thanksgiving, and we are now circling back around, and in the new year, we are starting over at the beginning with a study of Genesis. So that is what I will be using for the time being as far as my in-depth Bible study. I'm using the Bible recap to kind of read through the Bible in a year, which I've never done, and kind of just like give a little bit of a devotion overview of what was read in the chapters that day. None of it is a super deep dive into it, which is good and I feel like is helpful, but I don't want to give up my deep dives in to be able to read the Bible through. So I'm going to be using the Bible recap to read through daily, and then I'm going to be still using the workbooks for my deep dives in. So I'm starting in the book of Genesis. I'm really excited about it. So there it is. That's what I'm planning on using for this year. This is what I'm starting the year out with. I've got my power sheets, my Erin Condren Hourly, prayer journal, thin line Bible, daily doctrine devotional, Bible recap on my Kindle, and Bible study workbook, all starting out the year. I've been using most of these things for the last few days. Like I said, not all of them I've started yet. I haven't started this yet, and I haven't jumped into this notebook just yet, but I've been using most of them for the last week, and I've really enjoyed it so far, and I'm really excited to continue it for the new year. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments, are there any specific resources or anything along that line that you are using for this year that you're starting this year out with? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on these products down in the comments, or if you have any additional ones that you love to share. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you know when I post new videos on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching.